Okay, I'm going to do a bit of work on this. Put some guide coat on it, knock it down for 320, and then it's ready to be primed. I've done a bit more work on it since you guys last saw it. Just to the next stage, something like that. Yep, the 320. Yeah, probably split it around this way. How's that? This edge. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what's in this laser primer, high build primer, but it just, it just knocks it down in no time. So this is where it's important, even though there's a curve going like that, I can add a bigger block, but then you're not getting into certain areas. That's why blocks are so important. Very warm here today. Well, it's warm in the shed, 35. So, like this, see, you can see the black, so the top is lost. That's where it wears out first. More curves, take out the top. As you can see, I'm going on an angle. There's a little bit of this, because I'm trying to get down into that trough. I'm still doing this overall. Up here it's black, so sort of cut along with it a bit. We'll keep blocking it down and we'll catch up next time. One of the important things of doing, even though this is a square edge, take it off a bit. Like give it a bit of radius. The radius just helps with the paint. And for some reason it looks better than a square edge, a sharp square edge. The paint does hang on better on a radius than a square edge. So I'm only doing that for 320. Just guessing it up. That'll pretty much do it. That'll pretty much do it. She's pretty much ready to go. Have it second. Get a fire and go on it, which I'll set up a little bit later after lunch. So we're up to this stage, painting stage, yay. So, like I say, glazer it. Being German, everything's in German. So you just have to work this stuff out. And this is the high build primer, very thick. But you want to stir quite well. Now if you're in a closed environment, I'm not in a closed environment, as you can see, it's fresh air here. I would say to put your mask on now. So that way, if you're in a closed environment, this stuff is very toxic. You've got to make sure you are wearing a mask. So it's very fat and thick. Because even if you don't, you get stained from it. So you can see there's holes. I actually got a nail punch some holes. Now when this is full, I actually got a like a lip so it can tip in. But the holes, what the holes do, as it tips back, it will actually drain out. Because I'm sort of halfway through this tin now, it's sort of all right. Clean cut, but I've used it a couple of times. Like it's clean inside, so it's still good. So the mix ratio, so you sort of look at how many mils you think you're going to need, maybe 300. I think it's going to need more than 300 because of that ductile. But yeah, I might go to a 5. So 5 is paint, 5 will be hardener, and the rest is going to be reducer. That's how Glazer does it. So it's 4 to 1 to 1. Okay. So I made it to 6. So 6 paint, 6 then to 6 hardener. So remember your ratio is 4 to 1. So you don't look at the 3s, you don't look at the 2s, you don't look at the 5s, you look at the 4. All paints will be different. Some primers are 2 to 1, 3 to 1s. It just depends on the brand of paint that you're actually using. So I went paint 4 to the 6, and then to the 1 hardener. Always put your hardener in first before your reducer. Because if you put your reducer in first, then you're going to try, even if you're a little bit light on your reducer or too much, it doesn't matter, as long as your hardener is the right mix ratio for the paint. So now we're going to use this gun here. It's a DeVilbiss, and it's a very good gun. I'm seeing a little insect running around inside there. So right, what I should do, what you always do, I haven't used this gun month, 2 months, or something like that. Put a bit of thinners through it, splash some thinners, start it, make sure it's just a bit lubricated, and then put your paint through. Alright, paper strainers, definitely worth it. Because if there is any junk that's in the lid of that, or whatever's going on, it will be sitting in there for sure. And the strainer just takes it out. They're not expensive, definitely worth doing. It'll save the gun being clogged when you paint it. Nothing like a gun, the nozzle's got clogged or something like that. Alright, as you can see, the part's hanging up. Just going to give it a blow. Even though I've done it for 320, the pores of the sanding just actually up. Yeah, so while I was working on it to do these holes, see these little marks, because this is so small it's falling around. And that's happened after sanding. So just rub off some of the junk. Looks like there's a slight little dent there anyway. So it's okay to do this. You're not, and like I say, because you've got gloves on, you're not putting fingerprints and dirt all over it. Now, gloves, always have gloves at this point. Gloves through sanding, the gloves, because your hands have sweat, salt, dirt trapped in them. You come along and you're holding things, and all you're doing is imprinting. So, this is wax and grease remover. It's very warm today, so a lot of this is going to probably evaporate. But you take the excess off with a clean white rag. Get yourself one of these, they're working. The paint shop has them. Yeah. Get yourself a clean rag and take off the excess. All you're doing, taking off the excess. All the excess that comes off. Excess wax and grease, because if it sits there, get caught in the course of the job. When you paint, it might have a reaction. Yeah, so take the excess off. By the time I go mix the paint, stuff like that, these will be dry. This is the negative side of fiberglass. You can sand the edges and you can still have little chips and things. It just, that is the negative of fiberglass. It just, you think you got it, you can't see it because when you sand it, But overall, yeah, okay. So, yeah, actually give it a bit more dress up, a couple of spots. Yeah, that duck pane, I'm in two minds whether to paint it on the inside there, the rough finish, in a rapture, which is a very strong stone yard scratch. Considering that the wheels are at the back there, not sure. I think it looks better probably fractured than rather than high gloss colour. Okay, well, today I'm going to just sand these guards. I'm just going to use 320. The funny thing about this black stuff is when you sand it, it goes lighter. So I'm just going to knock it down 320. Then I'm probably going to do a wet and dry, and then I'm going to hide build, prime everything. These rear guards are actually pretty good. See what I mean by it goes to a lighter colour, so you won't need a primer coat. I brought this black hide epoxy primer stuff pretty cheap because black is not as popular as grey, and that's why I used it. Make sure I'm staying focused. I think I might get a bigger block. Now once again, I've got a big block. I'll show you. I've got a big block. It's only that much area space. The reason I'm doing it, like I say, this is where you go crossways like that. And there is times I will be going like this. So I mean, I think these guards are pretty good. So I'm just going to target like these low pinhole areas. Bit tricky, this guy. Yeah, with dry rubbing, like this paper is pretty good, but
the dust. It gets into pores everything, so it gives you false readings, and also you think, oh, you're burning through your paper faster. But if you just blow it out, it's clean. The grey you're seeing is the original gel coat in that fiberglass this. So that's what's coming through there. See, you just, with sanding, you can go like that, cross your job, cross it back. It just keeps an even feel on everything. If you go like here, what you'll do is you'll wear this blower in this edge here. And you might even, it won't even show up, but you might actually have a shadow line going through here. Now, with these guards, because they are bolted to the body there, some of that you can get away with, but the more you can train yourself doing it, the better. See, now I'll target these areas down here. The running boards run across here. Yeah, so that's what I'll do for the next half an hour or so, and I'll show you the next stage of going around the top edge here. So you see a couple of deep scratches, and there's a lull here, so I want to block that. So I've actually gone to a smaller block. So see, once again, cutting across. And there's a lull just there as well. Because I have a high build on here already, because this primer is a high build primer also, I have a lot of material, a lot of meat, before I have to start worrying about rubbing through. And being fiberglass also, that's the advantage of fiberglass. If I did have a full pack film on fiberglass, great, because fiberglass would wear away. It's not like steel, where what would happen is if that was steel, the paint would wear away from that hump. It won't cut away. So you need, that's where fiberglass is okay to keep going. So there's an advantage with fiberglass over steel. I've actually cheated. I've gone back down to the 120. The main reason it's gone back down to the 120, these were just painted up very quickly, and they're being scratched, moved around, things like that. So I just want, this is a heavy cut. Then I go over it with the 320, take the deeper scratches out of it, and then I'm going to high build primer again and block again with the high build epoxy, a high build glazerite. So this is the curve. So there's no point going for big block, because I probably will be cutting. You'll be doing this, cutting across there like that, because I'm only using the 2-inch block. The 4-inch block. And I'm just coming down. So this will actually still maintain the curve, because it's short enough where it stays fairly onto the material. And the things you got to watch with a curve, you'll wear out that and wear out that, and nothing in the middle. Because you know, those two edges on a bow like that, sometimes I'll actually cut across also. So you can see I still have a lull. I don't know if the camera's picking up, but there's dark still there. So it's your dark, that's a lull. And you can see with me sanding, I'm actually taking material away around the top. So this is what happens. That's why it's so important to just do things with blocks. Right, so what I'm trying to do is get into this edge. So another reason to use a block, and I'm not actually using the whole edge, I'm just sort of using basically that corner just to get into that tight area. Follow it around. And then I got a little bit of pitting there, a little bit of holes, so then I'm coming back out away from it. The important thing is, because you can quite easily cut new lines and lose your lines of the originalness of what's going on with the guard. So it's always one of those trickery dickery things. So yeah, and then when you get up to these sorts of areas, once again you're just rolling away. And you can see that there, the grey, light grey, that's the gel coat. So I still got plenty of meat to rub into. Alright, so my editor-in-chief says that I have to like and subscribe. I mean, not me, I like and subscribe, but it's probably best if you liked and subscribed. So if you do like it, and if you want to subscribe. If you just like it, you don't have to like it, subscribe. It's a free will. So it's all up to you guys.